Hey friends and family, hey loved ones, hey everyone. How are you doing today? So I wanted to come on here and share a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what. There's so much needs and gets to be expressed. Lots of good stuff, lots of joy, lots of happiness, lots of pleasure. It is a time of transition for sure, of new beginnings and endings. All around, all around the wheel, all the feels. So it's a time of grief and a time of sorrow and a time of celebration and a time of joy and a time of confusion and a time of bright clarity. So this week's been intense. It's been intense energy. It's been intense changes and happenings. Some weird sleep interruptions I've had this week. Yeah, waking up at different times or just unable to fall asleep. And that has been a little difficult, challenging, but I've been just doing my best with what energy I can use and direct and doing my best. But yeah, yesterday I was so exhausted. Oh, I was feeling so overwhelmed about some things. And sometimes, yeah, when we haven't had much sleep, everything does sometimes seem like a little bit more amplified or overwhelming than if we were well rested and things. But yeah, haven't had any problems or issues. It was just kind of like, oh, I just get to be gentle with myself and make sure that I take care of myself and give myself what I need. Just be easy on myself. If life can't be easy, at least I can be easy on myself and I can be kind and gentle with myself and others. And that's, that usually comes naturally for me, the kind and gentleness, because that's who I am, kind and gentle. But sometimes, usually anything but that with my own self. I expect so much of myself and so hard on myself. And it is all about wanting to do it right or get it right. Be right. Be the right one and be, yeah, enough or worthy or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But I have had some fun working with my energy and just working with these changes, working through these changes, playing through these changes, and inviting life to play, inviting life to come play in her full totality. Yeah, her undividable totality. And so I'm working with life, death, and rebirth, and life, death, life, and life, death, birth. Or is it? Yeah. Yeah, life, death, birth, life, death, rebirth. And so I have some personal exciting shares. I'm now a grandma, and where we met our first little grandchild, and that was so magical, and she's so precious and dear and so radiant, so sparkly, so pure, so beautiful. It is just so amazing and so magical, and it's so wonderful to see my family doing well and feeling well and happy and thriving and joyful. That is such a good feeling. And also seeing that, yeah, that these kinds of things bring up certain things and bring up certain memories, good and, not so favorable, or they don't feel so good sometimes, but they did actually teach me a lot and show me a lot about who I am and about the love I need for me, and the love that I can choose, and the love that I can be for me and for we, by loving all of me fully and completely, and accepting those parts of myself that don't feel acceptable or that don't want to accept certain things, to accept the unacceptable. So, from here, where do I go? I don't know. Just let go and be here, where I am, as I am, here I am. So I've got my model behind me, and she's got 2 pairs of horns on today. I don't know why, I just kind of felt like playing that way. Yeah, I just had some devil horns sitting out with my Halloween stuff still, and she's got her reindeer antlers on, so I decided to put some little horns on her as well. So it's like the goat and the reindeer. So we'll see what goat and reindeer have to say this week. And they are archetypal aspects that fit quite well for this time of year, the reindeer and the goat. So whatever floats your boat. So share my love and share my joy. Share the magic, be the magic, free the magic. Love, hope, joy. Bless, thank, praise, and honor all the magic. You, me, and we. Passion, clear intention, and receptivity. Ritual, intuition, joy, enthusiasm, spontaneity. Challenge, invitation, opportunity. Gratitude, acknowledgement, responsibility. Engagement, participation, receptivity. Imagination, trust, openness, hospitality. Make the room and clear the space. Unself-consciousness. Playfulness, innocence, wildness, and reverence. And irreverence. Relax into love. Let love flow through being all I am. Or playing at being who I am right now. Feel, kiss, flow, making room and just showing up, letting go, being willing, self-aware. Enjoying life, choosing my choices, blessing my choices, loving my choices, freeing my voice, seeing my value, seeing my creativity, my strengths, potential, and talents, my life to live, seeing my worth, seeing my growth, seeing my gifts, seeing my purpose, seeing more clearly all that I am, seeing my beauty, seeing my courage, seeing my efforts, seeing my worth, seeing my true currency, seeing my opportunities, seeing my great work, seeing my changes, seeing my transformation, seeing my love in action, seeing my true magic, seeing my power, I'm seeing my connections, I'm seeing my source, my resources, seeing all resources, all our resources, seeing all my allies, seeing all my kin, seeing all my relations, all around and within, seeing with my eyes unclouded, unburdened, returning, recentering, unity, unself-consciousness, returning to innocence through balance and remembrance, the middle way, harmony, union. So make amends and correct errors, let go and course correct, composting and honoring, offering back, the true value of the bullshit, the mistakes and limitations, humility and appreciation for the challenger, the challenges and the adversary, the alter soul and the trickster ally, the predator of the psyche and the guardian, the feeling function, the mother, the maiden, the crone, and the miller, chopping wood, grinding away. The hands that reach out to feel and connect, to experience life and kinship, hands outstretched, hands open, hands healed, hands open in friendship, offering service and dedication, love, presence, devotion. Hold space for yourself so you can be free to be no thing, to be all things. Nothing to add or subtract. Allow all that is now, all that shall be. Allow your whole self in this moment of now. Feel, kiss, flow. Give it space, let it go, let it flow, and be free. Just let go. And so, I've been working with the voice and with the third eye. So, clearing my vision. focusing on how I am seeing rather than how I am being seen. And that's a little more tricky than it may seem. Yeah, when I've had this old pattern that I was unaware of until last year when I was kind of like starting to see it. And it seemed like to me it was like kind of a spiritual ego aspect or a super ego kind of thing. And I'm still watching and observing and listening. And yeah, that's what it seems to be. Some kind of overlord of the psyche that says, no, you have to do it my way, you have to do it this way, you have to do it just right. That's too much, that's not enough, that's too much, that's not enough. You know. And yeah, it's just exhausting. Like that dick measurer, you know, that cock blocker. So clearing my vision to see with precision, to see with her gentle eyes. The mirror and true empathy. Strength training, discovery and recovery, resilience, trust, faith, and connection. So yeah, I was looking into that a little bit about rest and restoration, because I feel like there's all these things that I need to and I want to do right now. But I was thinking about strength training and like being kind of like in an intense, like training for a marathon or something. The recovery days are just as important, if not more important, than the days that we really work it. Because that does just as much to help build the muscle and contribute to that resilience, yeah, as the actual exercise does. So just giving myself permission, which is another thing I learned about 5 years ago, is that I can give myself my own permission and that I have my own permission. And I had read something in The Dissident Daughter by Sue Monk Kidd about that. And she says everyone needs a permission giver. And if we feel like we can't give that permission to ourselves, we ask someone else that we trust, like to tell us that we do have permission. And so I was like, dang, I think that would really help me, because I don't feel like I do have permission. Like there's something, like some kind of unwritten law or some kind of a chain that's keeping me bound to certain laws or rules. I don't know what they are, where they've come from or where they came from, but I was like, yeah, I feel like that would really help me to know that I do have permission. And so I asked my husband, will you please tell me that I have permission to change? Will you please tell me that I have permission to make mistakes? You tell me that I have permission to grow and learn and just be where I am right now, you know? And he says, you have permission. You have permission to do everything you need to do, to be anything you need to be. And I was just like, thank you. And that really did. Like, it seems so simple, such simplicity, but it really is a huge thing. It really was for me. And so that reminder has been coming up again for me, that I do have my own permission to grow and to learn and to change and just to be where I am and to make mistakes and to succeed. So getting out of my own way and becoming aware that there is really no one right way. Sometimes there's ways, that feel a little bit better, but like, does that give us like the muscles that we're working for, you know? Like if we do it the easy way. And sometimes we are looking for a shortcut or the easy way, but it's not necessarily, the easy way isn't necessarily the best way either, you know. But we don't have to make it extra hard for ourselves on the other side of that either. So maybe it is both this and that, you know. And so the challenge is a good thing, like being challenged and challenging ourselves, and then seeing what we're made of, seeing what we're capable of. Stretching and growing and strengthening ourselves. So rising during these electric times, going through the eye of the needle, the 0 point, the crack in the universe, the void, the silence, the space between, the place of the sunrise. Everything connects eventually. Past, present, future. I am, and so I have always been. Oh, and that's one thing that I realized as well. So a few days ago, I got to go back to some videos that I did in May and June, and I was like blown away by the beginning of my alchemy videos that I did in May and June of 2020. And that was when I was first starting doing these videos and speaking, and I realized that was a gift that my past self left for my future self, and I was so grateful. And I went back to my past self and was like, thank you so much, I so need this right now. And I was just tripping out on how it does connect in certain ways. And I even wrote a little bit about it because it was so profound. There was this one moment where there was this answer that was given to me to a question I had asked right before I'd watched that video, and it was just wow, oh my gosh. This is so the coolest thing ever, seeing this in action, it was just, I don't know, sometimes it's hard to speak about the unspeakable to articulate. So we'll see what else wants to be said about that. But it was just amazing, and I was so grateful that I made these choices, even though it hasn't been easy to come on here and share and just be vulnerable and share all these things that I've been experiencing, and the good, the bad, and the ugly, So to serve the whole, and maybe other people can relate and benefit as well from what I'm offering. So inclusivity, generosity, community, intimacy, growth, connection, learning, well-being, heart coherence, authenticity, and harmony. I am here, recenter, be present, tune into this winter energy, slow down and take a pause, just be here, relax into love, relax into my body, all this love right here. Focus, clarity, surrender, relax, breathe, suspend, let go of judgments, attachments, beliefs, myths, identities, stories, or who I think I am, who I think I'm supposed to be. Just let it go and just be me. Anticipation, salutations, celebrations, preparations, good cheer, gratitude, well wishes, hospitality, generosity, reciprocity, willingness, eagerness. Shake it up, shake it off, let it go. Let some steam blow off. Let some booty shaken be in order, in my orbit, and strength train. Enjoy my body and rest. Nourish, love, value, care for, and appreciate my vessel, my temple, my field, my well, my source to draw from and fill. Replenishment is right, rest is right, play is right, pleasure is right, joy is right, love is right, all is right. So live your life, trust your life, and be yourself. Shine your light and live life. So let go of that which is not love to be love. Step into the field of neutrality, creativity, inclusivity, and unity, or allow the coherence to be received. The mirror, the light, the reflection, the circle, the wheel, the one all, the great all, continuity, cooperation, regeneration, magic, magical me and we, claiming our true full whole place in the circle of all things, our true well-being, being one through the many and being many through being one, within ourselves, within the whole, within the one. Unification through diversity and appreciation through valuing, acknowledging all parts of the whole, coherency, currency to work with and regenerate, permission to be full, whole, and free. So, oy vey, this week is just packed so full of everything. Make the room and make the space. I am willing to get out of my own way and know that it all relates. Me and we. I feel so energetically hungover today. This was from December. This was from yesterday. Yes. I'm not, yeah, so I feel so energetically hungover today. I'm not sure how others feel, but Scott is feeling these same feels along with me. We've experienced some very strange and unusual things this week. Weird interruptions in our sleep patterns and intense energies, feelings, discomfort and comfort, joy, sorrow, celebration, bliss, grief, and excitement, all the feels and all the things. It was so great and magical to see Christy and Ethan and our little sweet grandbaby yesterday. So precious, beautiful, perfect bundle of joy, amazing to feel so much love all around. I'm so thankful and so blown away by the sheer beauty of life and the gorgeous new beginnings. So very happy for my daughter. She looks so radiant, joyful, peaceful, glowingly happy, and she is the cutest and sweetest little mama ever. It was so nice to see that. Such a beautiful thing. I'm so happy for her. It makes me feel just so grateful that she gets to experience this great love of being a mother. And that was like one of the greatest gifts that I've ever received in my life. I'm so grateful to know that mother's love and to share that mother's love with myself and with everyone who is willing to receive that great mother's love. So I'm letting her go with love, this great love, because I love her so much. So there is certain regrets that I do have. You know, none of us are perfect. And we all make mistakes. But when we learn and we know better, we can do better. You know. And yeah, I did. And I do love her with all I have. There's just certain things that I've beat myself up for not doing right or for not doing better. And so I get to forgive myself and get to let certain things go and let like the idealized version of life go so that I can receive what is here. And I am willing and I am grateful for the gift of letting go and the gift of making that room and making that space to be empty and receptive to receive the love that is here and that always has been here. And I'm the only one that was keeping it from myself, withholding it from myself. The love you withhold is the pain that you carry. And I was carrying so much. I was carrying so much pain. Withholding a lot of love, a lot of my own love for myself. Because I didn't believe I was worthy. Because of some old inherited beliefs and programming. Yeah, that I just wasn't worthy, it wasn't enough. But I know that's silly, you know. But yeah, it was definitely an implanted program of some kind. And one part of me knew that, but just couldn't get around it. Like, couldn't get through that. You know? But it's slowly, yeah, just dissolving. And I am remembering and aligning with what's really true. letting go of all those things that kept me from being that love that I needed for myself and receiving that love that I needed. Yeah. And that love that I get to be for myself through all my ways, through all my phases and stages, through all my relationships and all my ways of being. So I've been looking at all of these things since 2020, learned and inherited coping mechanisms, desire and fear, cycle-based control strategies of poverty, lack, and domination, like there's not enough or it's too much. Control strategies, judgments, assumptions, misperceptions, and defensive and reactive dynamics, ego attachments, the armor, the walls, the masks, the distortions, the identities, the Tower of Babel, the monkey mind, and the confusion, the unseen or unconscious expectations, desires, agendas, or aversions that trigger a charged emotional reaction of the emotional pain body, or an unconscious aspect, a complex, a wound that activates an old program, which is a survival strategy or a default setting, a conditioned behavior, a story, a role, an identity, a fixed dogma or set of inherited or implanted beliefs, feedback loops, shadow behavior, autopilot, cognitive dissonance, victim judge mentalities. So I've been able to look into that a lot these last 2 years. And clear a lot of my old karmic baggage and some ancestral patterns. And that's been huge. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity. And it didn't feel easy for sure. I felt like I gave it everything I had and then some. And that's what some of the exhaustion is about. And it feels like, and I knew it was going to be like that when it started, that may get to the point where we get really, really worn down. So just, be mindful and take care of the physical body and all the other bodies as well, the emotional body, the mental body, and all the bodies. So I was feeling so tired and emotionally overwhelmed. OMG, everything's so intense. Some weird interruptions shaking everything up, reminding me of my prophetic dream, anger is medicine. And working with those themes. And it's so great and so interesting to see how it did kind of lay it all out for me. And it was such good alchemy, such a good initiation into my undividable totality. So I just get to give myself permission to learn, grow, make mistakes, change, and succeed, to let go of regrets, resentments, and all that keeps me from trusting, allowing, and receiving me. I trust my life, I trust my instincts, I trust my love, I trust my true being. I trust my heart, I trust myself, I trust this love to hold, carry, support, and guide me. I trust this love to lead me. I trust this love, this new life, and these new beginnings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is right, it is right, it is right. All is well, all is right, all is held, all is whole, all is well right now. Feels like we're in the pressure cooker. It's cooking my goose. I'm feeling the fire burning to move and be still. Feeling the intensity of the new light coming through, feeling the fermentation and the conjunctio, the hard labor and all the fruits. Blessed be the fruit of thy womb. All is well, let go and step through the veil. The doorway is open, it's all up to you. What are you willing to experience? What are you willing to choose? What do you get to choose? What do you get to live for, honor, create, nurture, contribute to? What are you willing to give your attention to? And what are you giving your attention and energy to? What are you asking for? What are you inviting? What are you recharging? What are you enlivening? What are you giving your energy and attention to? What are you encouraging? What are we attending to? What are we strengthening? And what are we caring for? What are we embodying? What are we playing out? What are we playing at being? What are we playing into? What are we acknowledging, witnessing, appreciating? What are we minimizing, undermining, avoiding, hiding from, or denying? What are we rejecting? What are we hiding? What are we dishonoring or demonizing? What are we accepting? What are we harmonizing? It's all up to you. So it's so super interesting that, I'm not the only one. I've just, it's so funny that way how other people can relate. And that's so nice to be able to talk and communicate when we are like experiencing certain similar things, or we can relate to each other in certain ways. And so I've listened to some others talk about their experiences about trying to figure it all out. And it has to do with trust. It has to do with trusting our choices that we're making and trusting ourselves and trusting the path that we're on right now. And so it is like being at a restaurant, at this cosmic restaurant. And we trust that, we can place an order and that order will be served to us. And, we can go about our own business, and we don't have to go back in the kitchen and hover over the cook and see like that they're doing everything the way we want it. We just get to trust that it's going to be what we need, or maybe it's something that will be served to us and we changed our minds and it's okay. Maybe we want to go somewhere else, or maybe it's not something energetically aligned, and we can actually send it back and say thanks, but maybe next time. Not now, but maybe next time. And so I just get to be in this in this thing right now, in this pressure cooker. But we can make it a little easier on ourselves by taking some of that pressure off of ourselves and taking some of that pressure and some of those expectations, letting those go. So, with that said, there is something else I know. There's something else I know and something else I don't know. And so, where does that want to go? Where do we want to go from here? I don't know, but we'll be slow. We'll just take it slow. Reminds me in my Sacred Art of Listening book by Kay Lindahl, something she says in there about taking a breath and waiting 7 seconds before speaking. And sometimes even just taking 2 seconds sometimes seems like an awful long time or an awful long pause, but it's really not. And so I've been practicing like taking a few moments before I do respond. Sometimes that's really needed, what's needed. And I've been practicing this breath work that I learned from Shannon Port last month. It's like this 4-step breathing. It's like you breathe in for 4 counts, and then at that 4 counts, then you suspend it. You don't hold it, like contract, but you just open, expanding, but suspending the breath for 4 seconds, and then release the breath for 4 seconds. And then at the end of that exhale, you leave it there at the bottom there, suspended for 4 seconds, and then breathe in again for 4 seconds. Suspend for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Suspend again. And continue. And that actually feels like really good and really calming and really like nourishing for the body and the nervous system. And it just feels really good. Feels really right. And I did notice that does put us in coherence, in a coherent state. So it does feel really right. So I've kind of had like a hard time like wanting to come sit and be quiet and silent, because it does seem like there's so much to do right now, so much to prepare for, and so many things. I mean, there's always something to do. And I want to look a little more into that, like my resistance around what is it that I'm avoiding and running from. And so, I've been reviewing some of my videos last year. I had watched a couple of the Yuletide videos that I recorded last year, a couple weeks ago. And that was kind of fun to see all the changes that have taken place and have happened for me. In this last year. It's really cool to see, actually. The things that have changed and the things that are still the same. The things that haven't changed much. But some of the things have. So it's fun to see that. And there was something last year that triggered me. My dad had sent me a book last year called The Forgiving Self. And at the time when I received it, I didn't know it was from him, but I had guessed it was from either him or my sister. And I kind of misinterpreted it in certain ways, like the intention behind the gift. I kind of felt like there was some strings attached or some kind of agenda that, kind of triggered a wounded child aspect or the orphan within me that said, you're doing it wrong and you need to do it this way because this is the way they want you to do it. And so it kind of made me feel a little bit defensive at first, well, I hope you can forgive yourself and I hope you're working on your own stuff, because it just kind of made me feel like, well, you're not doing it right and you're not doing enough and you should be doing better and you should be doing it this way. That judgmental mother superior voice in me. And so it actually, it was a beautiful gift to receive because it was intended and given with love. And I that's how I decided to receive that gift, was in the spirit that it was given. And so I chose to receive it in the spirit of love and forgiveness. And so it did help me with the forgiveness process as well, like forgiving myself and choosing to forgive others who have indirectly or directly, injured me or hurt me. And so it's kind of funny tonight. I just got home a little while ago. Went to go lend some moral support for my husband while he went and sat and got his tattoo. And just got home a little while ago, and I got another package. Someone else had sent me a book, and there was no note or receipt or anything in there again this time. And so I'm wondering if my dad sent it to me again, and it was a book about something like healing your cancer or some kind of a thing like that. And I was like, that's interesting. Because, I realize facing certain physical illnesses can help us transform like nothing else could. And I have done that, I've had all sorts of illnesses and all sorts of health issues that I have definitely have initiated me into new levels, new epic levels of individuation. And so I realized how much of a catalyst a huge devastating illness or some kind of a thing can be for us in our healing process, and in knowing who we are, when we face our own mortality and we face certain things. If we realize we are going to die, there's certain things that we feel like sometimes we want to we want to like kind of wrap up and resolve and not leave unfinished business sometimes, like things like that. But I just thought it was kind of strange. Like maybe it's just like has some good things in that, but I had some little triggers come up around that too. Like, that's interesting that they think I need this. I wonder who thought I needed this, And it's just kind of like, well, maybe sometimes the gifts that we give, it's more about who we are rather than who we're giving it to. So I feel like a lot of the gifts that I give, it's gifts that I would want to receive. And so maybe sometimes that's what it is as well. Like gifts that people appreciate and they maybe feel like maybe they'll appreciate this too. And so I can appreciate that and I can accept that. And I don't have to agree to someone else's opinion or belief or story, that they have about themselves or about me. And so, that's freeing and that's empowering. And then I can come from a different space of inclusivity rather than defensiveness and division. That it's got to either be like either or, this or that. What if it's both, And it usually is, but sometimes we just want to see what we want to see about it to reinforce our certainty, Well, there's a couple more things, that have been going on this week, but I think I'll just let it be short and sweet, as short and sweet as I get to be lately with my 2-hour videos and everything. But I love y'all, hope you're all doing well, and trust yourself. And I hope you're being love for yourself, choosing good things for yourself, being gentle with yourself as we go through this grindy ride. It's processing so much. Being put through the mill. The mill and the miller. All this psychic processing that we are currently. Currently in. So, be well. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.